what I recommend is go on LinkedIn, find people like Lee, literally message them and be like, I think you're doing an amazing work and I'd love to learn more about what you're doing, and talk to them. I mean, I'm literally in Brazil right now and I'm having this conversation. We have this amazing world out there that we can reach from any place. Just take advantage of that. Talk to people, find people that you love their work, and dare to be brave enough to go and talk to them and get conversations going and talk to as many people as you can. Because imagine this, we have billions of people and each individual person is very good at something. Imagine if you can talk to billions of people who are very good at a specific thing. You would become a god of knowledge. You would become someone so extraordinary just by listening to others. So that's what I would say. The best resource is actually your friend, is actually going out there and talking to people. And then you find people like Lee that would say, hey, I'm actually creating a podcast that I'm going to be talking about this that you're trying to learn. And you go to the podcast and you have a very different view when you listen to it, because you know Lee, you know where he's coming from, you know what he's trying to build. And it just becomes a whole different experience. I'm reading books because partners that I've been connecting with are telling me to go read this book because they read this book when they are traveling to Europe and they had this. So when I go read that book, it becomes something else. There's a whole background. There's a whole context around that book. So I would say, go out there, talk to people. As you know, I admire Lee. I think he's a really big ideas guy. So anything he says, I'm always following very closely. So go to someone that you admire and ask them, what's their favorite book? And then go read that book, because you get a great insight into that person's mind. So go do that. Don't go to like a New York Times top 10 bestsellers list and read those books, but go to the top 10 people that you would love to learn from and ask them what books you should read.
Yes. And you know what? I think we're going to have you on again, because this leads right into that whole community discussion that we're starting to have. Because what you're describing is, and I appreciate those very kind words, you're describing real relationships with real people, but just using modern tools and caring, right? And that's community. And so I love that as a directive, because it's not just consuming information from unknown people. It's interacting. It's like, relationships take work. It's doing the work on the front end to get to know people for real and understand not only what they know that you can glean, but also where that information is in context to who that person is.
Exactly.
I think that's amazing, right? If I could do that once a week, I would be, 1% better, as they say.
Exactly. Imagine if you do that once a month in a year. That's 12 new unique perspectives that you got to learn. And that already plays into a huge evolution throughout the year for you as a person and for your business, because your work will benefit from your personal growth. It's a direct relationship. So community. I already told you this. That's my big gamble for the next years. I think community will be the thing that will make anyone grow, not only personally, but professionally and as a business, because we have a lot to gain from each other if we just take the time to learn.